So it's not his intention to take Black history out of the schools, but what they've done is they've conflated some truths with a whole lot of lies.
Willie D. Live.
And I agree with people over party. But what's your stance on Trump's the way he's been handling DEI and mandating that you take Black history out of schools?
Well, I don't necessarily...
And defunding public schools that teach Black history.
Well, I don't see anywhere where that's actually factual. I think that that's been a lot of media talk and a lot of media bias. One thing that we know is Black history is something that's always been taught in education. Not only that, I was just at the White House with Trump, and he had a whole Black history celebration, and it was hundreds of us in the White House. That was just this February. So it's not his intention to take Black history out of the schools, but what they've done is they've conflated some truths with a whole lot of lies. So there are a lot of books in our school that they've been advocating to remove, but these books are pushing agendas, LGBTQPIA plus agendas. There are things that are in these books that are teaching your children things that I don't believe we would want our children to know. And because everything is so political and we've got to create this war, our people are being blinded by the truth of what's really happening. Outside of that, we as a community shouldn't be dependent on anybody to teach Black history. That should be something that we should take part in. As far as DEI goes, when we look at the numbers of DEI, like DEI didn't benefit Black women. DEI is really LGBTQ. It's not necessarily for Black women or Black men. Exactly. And so at the end of the day, my overall goal is this for our community. I'm tired of every 4 years we hear people come up to the microphone and tell us that we're oppressed, right? Let's just say, for instance, for the Kamala Harris campaign, you had all of these artists that showed up. You had Beyonce, you had Eminem, you had, who else was there? Meg Thee Stallion, whoever else, right? But all of these people are straight. They figured out a way to make it. They got money. But you come into the community and you constantly telling them that they're oppressed, but you're supporting agendas that keep us the minority. Like, we are never going to become the majority if we are supporting agendas that what? Destroy Black men. Because we're gonna get into Tory Lanez.
But don't everybody say that they're oppressed? I mean, I hear. Now check this out. Hear me out. I hear a lot of times people say, "You're always talking about you're oppressed," but the same people that complain about us, complaining about saying that we're oppressed, they talk about how they're oppressed. It's like everybody screams out that they're oppressed, but when Black people do it, it's
the wrong thing to do. We cry babies, or we just want a handout.
And complaining. Everybody in America complains about something. Right. Every fucking day, somebody's complaining about something all day, every day. Even if you're only complaining about the people who's complaining, your ass is complaining too.
Right.
So that kind of throws me off. I want to go back to what you said about how how this administration has conflated the truth with lies, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I think they've conflated lies with the truth when it comes to Black history, because they have they are defunding schools, and they're defunding colleges and telling colleges that if you teach this part of history, if you start talking about slavery and this and that or whatever, we are going to defund you. Now, that's happening for real. That's not something that the media just made up. That's actually happening.
What I've seen schools getting defunded because they're pushing transgender issues. I've seen schools getting defunded because they're allowing for protests to take place on campus. But we're not talking about legal protests. We're talking about illegal protests. In regards to what is being taught about Black history, in regards to slavery, hey, I'm not opposed to it, right? If we want to teach our children this, but let me tell you what it did to me. Like, every Black History Month to me was traumatizing. You taught me about Martin Luther King, and you taught me about Malcolm X, but you also reminded me that me and my people wasn't shit. and that we came from the struggle and that we still in the struggle. We wasn't shit then, we ain't shit now. We was worthless. We were never considered to be human beings. You showed us all of these pictures of how we were hung from trees, how we were mistreated. Me as a child, if I'm learning about this every year in school, all the way up until the 10th grade, of course I have some type of anger and resentment. Of course I'm already believing.
You should have some anger and resentment if somebody did your people that way.
But let's talk about it for a minute, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to have the mindset, right, that I'm a victim or that somebody is already better than me because of what happened in my past. And I'm just saying this is another perspective. Teach it all that you want, but in the process of teaching that, right, there are other stories that can be told. Because my baby girl, the one that I had handcuffed to a bed in the prison who won the Harvard International Debate Championship, I never once told her.
Congratulations. Why you didn't tell me that?
Because I don't know. I don't too much be trying to toot my own horn. But
that's dope.
She didn't get there because I told her she had to fight harder because she was black. She got there because I told her that she was the best. And she believed that.